let's start with the layoffs. Bloomberg reporting thousands. Do we have any idea what that number will look like and what agencies will feel the impact?
Well, Joe, that's going to be one of the biggest questions moving forward. We did get this confirmation in this post on X, as you mentioned, from the OMB director, Russ Vought, saying that the reductions in force had begun. That is the technical term that the OMB had asked agencies to make plans for during this memo that we saw circulated in recent weeks. And that memo had asked these agencies to identify those workers whose activities are not paid for via mandatory funds or newly allocated funds from the One Big Beautiful Bill. They had also directed agencies to identify those programs that priorities might not align with President Trump. So we're going to be looking for details like that on which of these federal workers could ultimately be impacted. There is reporting that it is going to be widespread but might not hit every government agency here in Washington. It's good context to keep in mind that this is going to be a nationwide issue. Only about 20% of the federal workforce is here in the nation's capital. An estimated 750,000 federal workers are expected to be furloughed. We're going to have to see how many of those turn into permanent firings. Joe and Michelle, I'll leave you with one other statistic from our analysts at Bloomberg Economics that say that if this shutdown goes into a third week, which it does look like it's headed to, considering that they are adjourned until Tuesday, the unemployment rate could tick up to 4.7% as furloughed workers are counted as temporarily unemployed. That could now all be impacted because of this announcement from Russ Vought.
So, Tyler, as Joe mentioned, we're marking day 10 now. We've been talking for the duration of this shutdown about how unique it is that both sides feel they have the upper hand. Is something like this move today going to break the logjam for better or worse?
Well, at this point, that's really what we're waiting to see. It is ramping up that pressure. There's a few, of course, other deadlines that are ramping up the pressure here, too. Today marks the first missed federal paycheck for many federal workers. Since the Senate is going to be out until Tuesday, that is one day before October 15th, when members of the military might miss their paycheck. Also, big questions here about whether or not back pay will be given. And it's all adding to this picture, this mounting pressure. And we really haven't seen either side let up. In fact, they're really digging in, Republicans and this White House, saying that they are not going to negotiate until the government reopens. We heard from House Speaker Mike Johnson as well as Senate Majority Leader John Thune really reiterating that message as well.